barren deserts, majestic mountains, lush, fertile farmland. It's all in a couple days adventure as we head from the Mojave Desert through California's Central Valley and up into the Cascade Mountains. Let's go.
I was on a plane to California. I had all the time I'd ever need. Did you even know I was looking for you? I think that I was hiding in between. How long did you wait for me?
Starting in Las Vegas, explore the guts of the Mojave Desert as you drive to Barstow, California. Cross the Tehachapi Mountains to Bakersfield, where you'll pick up Interstate 5 north through the Central Valley. After a quick stopover in the Bay Area, see majestic snow-capped peaks that line the rim of the northern Central Valley. But unfortunately, it's not all fairy tale scenery and dreamy landscapes. North of Redding, you'll see the horrific toll from California's infamous wildfires and extreme drought. Finally, head up into the Cascade Mountains before ending your journey in Salem, Oregon.
How long did you wait for me?
With no rest areas around, why not stop and stretch your legs in the last town alphabetically in the United States? Tehachapi Mountains separate the desolate Mojave Desert to the east from the lush, fertile farmlands of the Central Valley to the west, which is the agricultural hub of the United States. If you've ever eaten produce from the United States, there's a pretty good chance that it was grown in the Central Valley.
Feels like I'm spinning down
From Bakersfield, it's time to head north on Interstate 5 through some of the most beautiful and fertile terrain in the country.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe. Striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night.
So one thing that's been on my bucket list for a long time is to go up and see a San Francisco Giants game from high above Mojave Cove, and even better, see a home run ball hit into Mojave Cove. Now unfortunately, when I was in San Francisco visiting my friend, it was January and also Major League Baseball was in a lockout, so the ball game part of that didn't happen, but because his girlfriend wanted to go up and shop at the San Francisco Giants store, that at least gave me a chance to see Mojave Cove in person for the first time. After a nice stopover in the Bay Area, it's time to continue on through the northern part of the Central Valley. The snow-capped peaks make the fertile landscapes even more spectacular.
Look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Someday we will look back and our hearts will be whole again. I want to remember all that happened to us. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Oh yeah, this summer night, this summer night. Oh, this summer night.
Now it's no secret that the entire western US, but California in particular, has been hit extremely hard by horrific wildfires and severe extreme drought, particularly over the last few years. Now when you hear about these on the news, it's real easy to just shrug them off and say, I don't live there, that's not my problem, it's going on somewhere else. But it really doesn't hit home just how bad it's gotten until you see it in person. And especially with the drought. When I came around that corner and saw the empty lake bed up at Lake Shasta, my jaw literally hit the floor. I could not believe what I was looking at. So it turns out that I drove up through that same area in 2017 on my way up to Oregon to see the solar eclipse. So I dug into my archives and found some before and some after pictures that I took on this trip. And I'm really hoping it can generate the same reaction of kind of shock and awe as when I first saw it. But I'm hoping that this will really help you understand and help it hit home for you just how bad the drought has gotten out there. So let's roll them. You're looking at damage from the Fawn Fire, which burned more than 8,500 acres north of Redding in the fall of 2021. It destroyed numerous homes and triggered thousands of evacuations. Even 4 months later, the powerful smell of charred wood still hung in the air. And saddest of all, it was caused by arson. What do these burned areas normally look like? They're supposed to look like this. And as for the extreme drought, these still photos were taken at Lake Shasta north of Redding in August 2017. This is what the lake looks like today. In the shadow of Mount Shasta, I came around a corner to a decent photo op. At 70 miles an hour on I-5, I grabbed my phone and blindly snapped a picture out the passenger window. Amazingly, the result was one of the best pictures I've ever taken. Here's the photo op, and this is the picture. And if you still don't believe me, here's the photo geotagged from the northbound side of I-5. next adventure, come chase waterfalls in Oregon's world-famous Columbia River Gorge. Then, hop across the river into Washington for a breathtaking scenic drive along the top of the gorge. You'll pass through beautiful rolling hills and meadows, take in majestic views of snow-capped Mount Jefferson, and even stop at Stonehenge. At the end of the day, return to the Oregon Trail and catch the sunset in eastern Oregon as we set the trip up for a wild and snowy finish.